Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Bold and the Beautiful. Taylor gets deathbed wedding to Ridge. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers confirm Taylor Hayes is dying and Ridge Forrester may give her a deathbed wedding. Despite Taylor saying she didn't come to interfere in Ridge's relationship, it might wind up that way anyway. If you're up to date on B&B, you might have noticed the same troubling signs I did. Taylor confessed to Ridge that she saw him and Brooke Logan getting cozy on a balcony in Monaco. And then Taylor revealed she was there for an appointment, likely a cardiologist. What's next? Bold and the Beautiful recasting Taylor Hayes with Rebecca Budig had me suspicious from the start. I suspected Brad Bell brought her back just to kill her off. And now it sure seems like that's the plan. When Taylor and Ridge, Thor's 10K, started reminiscing about their deceased daughter, Phoebe Forrester, it was another red flag. Remember, Phoebe died in a car accident back in 2008. And Taylor mentioned seeing Phoebe again someday. That was a second red flag. Is she thinking about their late daughter and a potential reunion because she's facing her mortality? It definitely seems like it. Taylor's health concerns are heart-related, and she's considering where she wants to spend her final days. It's also problematic on Bold and the Beautiful that Ridge is sending mixed signals since Taylor's return. Little touches, sitting too close, expressing how much he enjoys her company. Meanwhile, Brooke, Catherine Kelly Lang, told her sisters she's not threatened by his ex. She told Donna Logan, Jennifer Gareis, and Katie Logan, Heather Tom, that you can't give up on the power of love, especially one rich with history and memories. Then, B&B cut right back to Ridge and Taylor discussing their own history, memories, and love. More red flags. B&B spoilers suggest Taylor Hayes keeps the secret a little longer that she's terminally ill. But once it's out, Ridge will be shocked and ready to do anything to help. He just told Taylor he hopes she'd stick around. And she wiped away tears in response, because she knows she can't. Another red flag on Bold and the Beautiful about things shifting is this. As Ridge spent time with Taylor, Brooke was saying she's secure knowing she's with the man she's meant to be with for life. And Bold and Beautiful kept cutting between her confident statements and Ridge and Taylor's interactions. She told Katie and Donna she's past worrying about his ex-wife returning to steal him. Brooke claimed she's got complete faith in their love, but that changes soon. A sneak peek photo shows her spying and unhappy outside the CEO office as her boyfriend and his ex share a close moment. Plus, in their chat at the Forrester mansion, Ridge's ex said he'd always be the love of her life on Bold and the Beautiful. Spoilers hint that's another red flag at something more for them. Bold and the Beautiful seems to be hinting at a deathbed wedding with all these red flags. Taylor asked Ridge why he never married Brooke, and he essentially said they've been there, done that, and it's not necessary. Not only are deathbed weddings and near-death romances a common soap trope, but B&B's done it before, with this exact couple. Do you remember when the OG Stephanie Forrester, Susan Flannery, pulled a similar stunt back in 2005. Stephanie faked a heart attack to push Ridge back to Taylor. She asked that they remarry before she died. They wed, but she lied about dying. In the end, Brooke exposed the scheme, and the family blew up at Stephanie. If Bold and the Beautiful is recycling a deathbed marriage plot, it could be interesting if it's done well, and at least this time, it's a real medical condition. Once word spreads that Taylor's dying, I could see Steffi Forrester, Jacqueline Messinswood, or Thomas Forrester, Matthew Atkinson, pushing Ridge to reunite with their mom. I wouldn't expect Taylor Hayes to ask Ridge Forrester to marry her because she's ill, but her children might her to have a dream wedding to the love of her life before she passes. It seems like they're setting up a Brooke and Ridge split or drama. So if Taylor is nearing the end, Ridge might want to make her last moments as happy as possible. He may even expect Brooke to understand and agree. The Forresters would probably think Brooke was selfish if she didn't, but the Logans likely wouldn't agree. But I'd also expect Bold and the Beautiful might pull out a last-minute miracle cure, like they did with Eric Forrester, John McCook. B&B kept up his death storyline for months. I never believed it for a moment. While none of us want a tired old love triangle with Brooke, but a death triangle? That could be worth watching. Taylor Hayes' heart is failing her, but maybe Ridge Forrester will let her back into his before she passes away. Will we get a CBS soap deathbed wedding for Tridge? Maybe. As the crisp light filtered through the hospital room window, Taylor Hayes lay on the bed, looking frail yet beautiful, her strength dimming yet her spirit as fierce as ever. The doctors had given her little time left after a swift and unexpected illness took hold, but she was more focused on one thing, seeing Ridge one last time. The love of her life, the man she'd been tethered to by fate, destiny, and a lifetime of ups and downs, was now walking into the room with tears glistening in his eyes. Ridge Forrester, known for his strong demeanor and resolve, now felt a heaviness that no one could imagine. His heart pounded as he approached Taylor's bedside, feeling the painful ache of impending loss. Taylor's hand reached for his, a gentle smile crossing her face, despite the weariness that had set into her features. "I knew you'd come," she whispered softly, her voice barely above a murmur, but the strength in it was undeniable. Ridge kneeled beside her bed, taking her hand in both of his. "I wouldn't be anywhere else, Taylor. You're my first love, my best friend, and my soulmate." His voice cracked as he struggled to keep his emotions in check. Taylor's eyes softened, a mix of peace and longing in her gaze. She had always known she and Ridge shared something unbreakable, even through the storms of misunderstandings, heartbreak, and time spent apart. But in this moment, everything faded away, leaving only the two of them and the love they'd always had. "Ridge," she started, her breath shallow. "Before I go, there's something I want more than anything. We've spent our lives together and apart, and it's always been unfinished. I want to marry you, Ridge, right here, right now." Ridge's eyes widened, her words settling deeply in his heart. He'd been married multiple times to both Taylor and Brooke, and yet, as he looked into Taylor's eyes, he knew this was different. This wasn't about past or future, but a single moment that would forever seal their love. A smile broke through his sorrow, and he nodded, determination hardening in his gaze. "Then let's do it, Doc. Let's have our wedding, just you and me." Without a moment's hesitation, Ridge stepped out to arrange the wedding as quickly as possible. He called his family and close friends, explaining the urgency and love behind Taylor's wish. Within minutes, their loved ones began arriving. Steffi and Thomas were the first to arrive, their eyes red-rimmed as they fought back tears for their mother, who'd always been their guiding light. Ridge had even reached out to Brooke, knowing Taylor would want all past grievances set aside in this moment. Brooke hesitated but arrived nonetheless, honoring the woman who had been her rival but also a profound part of her life. In the hospital room, staff and friends pulled together quickly to transform the clinical space into a sanctuary of love. Soft, white flowers adorned the room, filling it with a gentle fragrance. Taylor, now dressed in a simple yet elegant gown, looked radiant, her beauty undiminished by her illness. As Ridge re-entered the room, dressed in a crisp suit, he met Taylor's gaze and felt the gravity of this moment sink in. He walked up to her, his heart pounding as he took her hand once more, feeling the warmth of her touch. With Steffi and Thomas standing close by and close friends gathered around, Ridge began his vows, his voice trembling with emotion. "Taylor, you've been my heart through all the chaos, the joy, and the heartache. I've loved you since the first time we met, and I will continue to love you forever. You're the mother of my children, my friend, and my one true love. I marry you today, knowing I will carry this love with me for the rest of my life." Tears streamed down Taylor's face as she listened, her heart swelling with love and gratitude. She drew a steadying breath and spoke her own vows, each word soft yet resonant. "Ridge, you've always been my strength, my laughter, my everything. Even when we were apart, my love for you never wavered. I am yours, Ridge, and I'll always be yours. This wedding is my wish come true, and I'll take that love with me, wherever I go." Steffi handed Ridge a ring, one she had worn as a reminder of their family bond, and he slipped it onto Taylor's finger. The room grew quiet, everyone feeling the weight of love that filled the space. The ceremony, though small and brief, was one of the most moving moments any of them had witnessed. Ridge kissed Taylor softly, a touch that was both a promise and a farewell. When they pulled back, Taylor's gaze lingered on him, her fingers gently brushing his cheek. Ridge held her hand close, memorizing the feel of her skin, the look in her eyes, and the undeniable bond that connected them. As the hours passed, Taylor's energy waned, but she continued to smile, surrounded by her family and friends. Her final moments were filled with laughter, stories, and memories, the love between her and Ridge radiating to everyone present. In those precious hours, Ridge sat by her side, holding her hand, unwilling to let go. And when she finally closed her eyes, a peaceful expression on her face, Ridge felt both the sorrow of her passing and the beauty of the love they had shared. Taylor had been his first love, and she was now his final one. Their wedding, though unconventional and bittersweet, was a testament to their bond. In her last moments, Taylor had been truly happy, and that was a gift Ridge would carry with him forever. In the days that followed, Ridge, Steffi, and Thomas honored her memory, finding solace in the love that she had left behind. They knew Taylor's spirit would always be with them, guiding them and reminding them of the power of enduring love. For Ridge, there would be no forgetting, no moving on in the way one might expect. Taylor had been, and always would be, his heart's home. And as he walked forward, he knew her love would guide him, forever entwined with his soul. This deathbed wedding became more than a last-minute ceremony. It became a love story that would be spoken about for generations. Ridge had said his vows, not only to his bride, but to her memory, a vow to keep her alive in his heart until the end of time. And Taylor, in her final breath, had whispered a truth that bound them eternally. "Forever, Ridge. I'll love you, forever."